Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play HOI4, Kaiserreich at the Netherlands. Let us continue on from where we last left off. We can also formulate a policy on Belgium. We will unite the Dutch-speaking people under one flag, so we're going to have some claims down here for after the war. If we manage to succeed in the war, that is, of course. Luckily, Britain is actually sending a decent amount of troops towards our territory, which is quite nice. We need to defend this land ASAP. So we're going to take Williamshaven. There's no real doubt about that, I think, at this moment. We're looking pretty good here. I'm actually going to send you to this front. I think one guy in Middelburg should actually be enough to hold that line. And actually, I'm going to ready the battleships in 30 days. Because I know all of our old ships have just been basically deleted, so I'm not too worried about it anymore. Okay, can you stop attacking me so I can move my tank here? Yes, there we go. Fantastic. So now that this area is now under our control, I'm going to immediately transfer this to probably the British, because I feel like they're the ones the most... Yeah. So I will give you control of the only state I currently have control of. Congratulations to you. So the British should want to send significantly more men down this way. We're going to try to hold our ground. You're moving into this position. But I don't think we've lost any territory quite yet. Thank you for the single, I think, aircraft. I'm sure that's going to make a major difference in the war to come. I wonder if any of you guys are actually going to join the war here. I could maybe declare war in Brazil, which would get you guys involved, but I'm not too sure how well that'll actually work in the grand scheme of things. But last stand to make sure tank troops can actually stay there for now. And we've actually managed to push our way a little bit into Germany here, which is nice. Thank you, Italy, for your support. I will, of course, do the war propaganda. We're only at 30% war support, which does mean our surrender limit's a little bit higher. It's currently at 32%. And I'm sure your defenses here should be pretty good. Entrenchment's pretty high, experience is pretty good, and you should be taking a naval penalty because this is technically considered a naval invasion for the purposes of the war. And we have free dockyards apparently, which we're still going to use to pump out more submarines for right now. Well, we lost 2,000 men. I'm hoping we've already killed 20,000 Germans, a decent amount of Walloons, probably a decent amount of troops from Flanders as well. I mean, Norway's about to capitulate, but we should not be surprised by that news in the slightest. And the fact that Russia actually does not have to fight the Don-Kuban Union should give us a slight edge in the war, I would say. Like, how are you guys doing? You're not attacking with a ton of units. Yeah, I feel actually we're pretty secure. If the AI wants to keep smashing our troops against our front lines, I kind of welcome it for right now. Okay, some French tanks are arriving in. As long as we can stay on a defensive war, you got to push into Italy ever so slightly. But I think the Reichspakt are sending some more troops down to Sicily, which is not great. We do want the Belgrade Pact to invade the Austro-Hungarians, which I think they should do. I don't have any reason necessarily to believe this, other than I hope that it's the case. National Jurstrom. The VNS have today announced the foundation of the National Jurstrom. In effect, a scouting organization, but it fears that the VNH leadership, as a way of expanding its growing appeal the VNH has on the young generation, instead of an ideological base among those who are at this point in time too young to vote, but who will attain the age within the coming years. I feel like these are not prepared for us to not be a democracy right now. Like, those events basically should not be popping up because we are cynicless. That's my my take on the situation. So it's 74 here. And if we can, like, slowly push our way ever closer into Germany, that will be good for us. I'm going to actually have you guys attack here to make sure you do not reinforce this army. You're holding out a decent amount. Again, what we want to do is eventually link our way up straight to the French line and combine our front line into one massive front. Okay, you guys hold position for now. I mean, you're close to breaking this. Okay, so I don't think that's going to work on... You know, let's try one more assault. We're at 51. We're being attacked here. But even at, like, these assaults, our defense, like, the British troops are at 727. We're at 404. Like, these are pretty good numbers. Oh, yeah, we also have you guys back. Come towards this front line, please and thank you. Because you're actually going to be one of our worst troops. Everybody else, though, is pretty experienced, so we should be getting some nice modifiers off of that. I wish the French would not try to attack across the strait. The whole point of us having the strait is to make sure that the Germans are in a weak position. But I will make resistance contacts here with our only 2 guys. And I guess we'll make resistance contacts probably in here. Commence when ready. Prepare for that. I'm not too sure what the actual benefits of this are in terms of actual game mechanics, but I guess we'll find out soon. So you're at 17, which is not where I want you to be. And I'm sure Germany probably has, yeah, 1 million manpower. France, you guys have 268,179. So the Reichspakt right now, 5 to 8.3 million. So at our best, we're doing worse than the Reichspakt is at their worst. Not fantastic, I will say. I mean, if Serbia were to join the war, I think that would really make a big difference. Kill Bulgaria and put a lot of pressure onto the south. We might end up losing this territory here. Okay, I want you to fall back here just for a little bit more defense. I'm going to have you guys go here because we actually have a lot of international help holding this line together for us. Your organization's not great. So I'm wondering if maybe we can get something to work here. I mean, the Entente is currently not in the war. The French Republic's not doing anything. New Orleans is about to fall, which would be, of course, excellent for us. And the fact that the Germans are losing so many troops against our forces is quite nice. We lost already 71,000 here. Are you not Wallonia? No, you're Flanders, right. How many troops has Flanders lost then? Flanders is currently at 6,000, mostly against our troops. Like, we've already killed significantly more than we've already lost, which I would consider that to be a good hallmark of a successful defensive campaign. Like, we're trying to hold the fort for as long as we possibly can. It is a difficult prospect, for sure. We want to make sure you don't fall. You are a level 3 fort. Our extra infantry did arrive. I'm actually going to send one more just in case. It's going to leave this province a little bit weaker than I would like, but that's okay. The Fokker D-21 developed. The VLA consists of just a couple of squadrons of antiquated biplanes on paper. The LVA is thus currently in no condition to defend the skies of the Netherlands, let alone our far-flung colonial empire, which we don't have anymore. Fokker has once again been chosen to fly the machines of our Air Force and is a near production-ready prototype of the Fokker D-21. Upon its entry into service, the D-21 shall represent a significant leap forward of the LVA. The new Fokker possesses some interesting characteristics, like being an extremely sturdy yet maneuverable aircraft, being capable of attaining speeds of 700 kilometers an hour in a dive. However, its engine must be underpowered, and it might be underpowered, and its twin rifle caliber machine guns might prove to be underwhelming compared to the competition. So we got a fighter for free, so thank you for a nice upgrade. Okay. I think that seems fine. Again, this is like such a big front line. It's really difficult for us to defend it at the moment. Because I mean, nobody has lost any land quite yet. The Internationale trying to make too many pushes into Italy, I think, is really going to be hampering us in the long term. Which is really not what I want. And Russia already losing grounds to the Baltic Duchy and White Ruthenia is just sad. I mean, how are you guys doing against... You're doing at least somewhat okay against Finland. But Japan or somebody needs to go to war with the Germans. And I don't know who... I mean, other than Serbia, I don't think there's anybody here that could actually make that, that play, unfortunately. We have Arton submarines. I'm sure they 27 naval superiority. We also only maneuver at low risk. Please and thank you. If we lose our submarines, I'm kind of okay with that, honestly. Like, the submarines are not a big part of our game plan here. Okay, Venezuela is joining International. That is at least something. It'd be nice if Argentina joined the war, or Brazil joined the war, so Argentina, I think, would join. Both of those, I think, would help us out in the long run. I know you're taking a lot of casualties in this fight. Is there any way I can get more defenses? Yes, but it'll take 389 days, which I really don't know if we have the time for that. But 184 days, I think, is acceptable. Those are acceptable numbers for now. Because our defenses are still going well. I guess you're attacking this way. You're at 16%. You are making your way towards here. We might need to fall back. Maybe. I mean, our allies have pretty decent defense. And we have air superiority over this entire region. Like, how many planes do you guys have? You have about 1,000. France has more aircraft. Britain can already outnumber you. So, I mean, actually, in terms of air force, air power, we actually dominate. We have the air power necessary to actually maintain a rather cohesive war. Serbia and Romania, though, I would really like for them to get involved ASAP. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, I don't think you're actually going to be making any progress there. Because, like, how many factories do you guys have? We don't actually know. That's like 80% of your navy. We know you actually have no infantry equipment. So the fact that Germany already in 1939 does not have enough infantry equipment to sustain their army is very meaningful. Like, substantially meaningful. It's going to tell us a lot. Especially if we're going to see some convoys here. Like, France has 35,000 rifles. The British have 109,000 rifles. Russia, we don't know. Italy has 27,000 rifles. The Austrians, we don't really know too much either. But the fact that Germany does have guns and everybody else does mean something. Do I have enough artillery pieces? I have 500. You know, I'm going to actually train up a handful of you guys. And the reason we're going to do this, again, reinforcements are top priority, but probably the British, at least, are going to send us rifles now. Because we have a deficit, the AI knows we have a deficit, so the AI wants to support us in the war. So I'm expecting in a moment seeing somebody wanting to give us, you know, X thousand of rifles. No? Hey, Britain. I would like... I don't need your planes, actually. I would prefer rifles. Yeah, 6,500? I will take that, please and thank you. Giving me guns does mean a lot. I'm going to send you here for reinforcements. I mean, we might lose some territory here, which is really, really problematic. I mean, I could throw you guys under a different field. I mean, how long do we need to... You're sick. Oh, okay, that's a problem. We will recruit you then for... I mean, how long are you sick for? You're sick, oh, till right now. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. We will then immediately last stand you. Hold our position. Can I get any defenses? Yes. Getting the max entrenchment +5 as well as more recon efficiency will allow our troops to be better within the field. So we shouldn't lose any of this ground now that we've entrenched, and our troops are really just better than they were mere moments ago. Because you also have... Because your military leader, ambusher, is pretty nice. Yeah, actually, it's a nice 10% defense as well. So our units are doing pretty well on the defensive front, which is really where we do need them to shine a little bit. And I can't believe Russia's already losing ground. I mean, if you can take Finland and Sweden, that would be nice. Or kill Ukraine, but I guess that gives you another front, like entire front here, which is not what we want. France actually might lose some territory here as well. Thank you, Venezuela, for your support. So soon we should get the rifles that we need to support our armies. And Southern Norway has a naval invasion. I don't think we need to worry about what's happening in southern Norway. The whole country's already been lost to the Swedes. So, it is what it is. As for military access, no negotiations, I don't think we really need to worry about any of that for now. The CSA still has not taken New Orleans yet, but they should get that done soon. I really wish this French tank would stop trying to push over the river. I mean, they're actually doing better than you would expect, but... Okay, be ready on March 24th of next year. We'll make some resistance contacts. If we can, like, sabotage some factories or something, I still think that'll be a success. Okay, and unfortunately, the Germans did take back that province. But, I mean, that's still kind of okay. You push us back to our defensive line. It's not like we lose out on too much there. But again, here comes another massive German invasion. 1.37, so we've at least now killed more German units than we've taken in casualties. 131,000 against us. Again, it's mostly Italian troops. I guess, oh yeah, this is also including all the casualties you guys have lost against 2 Sicilies as well. So I guess the number is... actually a lot better in our favor than you would otherwise expect. We did not lose... we lost 1 convoy, which is really not so bad. And I think our defenses should hold up. I mean, we're across the river. We're in pretty strong defenses. You know, level 3 or level 4 forwards across the board. And we're still slowly trying to build up more of these military factories as we can. But Russia... you need to kill Ukraine or White Ruthenian or something like that. Because you, 21 to 51. I mean, the Baltic Duchy and Lithuania really can't put too much pressure yourself. Or themselves. So if, like, White Ruthenian Ukraine dies, it should put a lot of pressure on the Germans. Which you know is not a major surprise. When the AI has more front lines it has to defend, the less likely the AI will be to defend those provinces easily. Yeah, go to here. For a little bit more defense, I'm going to send you to here. Just, again, for a little bit more defense. We want to hold these lines for as long as we possibly can. I think these guys are like, speaking Dutch. But, like, it's such a weird language that I can barely understand what they're saying. This is not a great naval battle for us, though. How many ships do the Germans have? You currently have 267 against... less. We have less combined than just Germany does. But again, the air numbers are still looking good for us. And if we can shoot down more and more German planes, seeing as we do have air superiority over a lot of this region, it does help us out substantially, honestly. Maybe I can help you with this invasion. Well, we'll see. Actually, no. We'll hold this off for now. I think when we can deploy more units, let's say when these 5 guys are ready to deploy, whenever I get my weapons from you... No, I want to request. Okay, request on lease. Give me rifles, please. You're going to be 8,205. Request. I don't know how long it takes for those guns to get here, honestly. Reinforcements are going to take 800 or 1,800, I should say. Apparently, what are we occupying? I don't know what territory we control that would be considered occupying. I guess here, even though I did get that over to the British, so I'm not too sure what they're even talking about. That is also a really bad naval engagement. We might just lose all our submarines, which I would not be too surprised about, honestly. But how long does it take for the guns to actually arrive? Is it the end of the month? Has 0 out of 0 convoys required. What if I just ask for less guns then? What if I request... Okay, I cannot tell them how many guns I want, unfortunately. I would just say, hey, just give me like 2,000 rifles, but... apparently I cannot do that. Like, do you really don't have any convoys at all? Dockyards, you have 151 total convoys. How could that possibly be the case? I have... trade and supply, use convoys. I think I just lost like 200 convoys somewhere. I'm not too sure where. You know what, my Navy... I think it's time for you guys to make your way back home. You can go to a British port. That's acceptable. Oh no, they did take that province. Well, that is a shame. Really, really, really not what I wanted. But I don't think I need to explain why I did not want this territory to fall. But I think I still actually want to send more units to here. My reasoning, I think, for sending more troops there is so if we can actually do that small push over the strait and kind of maybe get them close towards the French line, could actually be meaningful towards us. We're still missing 8.9 thousand rifles. How many guns are we making? Probably not enough. But our modifiers should be expiring soon. Cut down on tank production for now for more rifles. Steel, we won't get that from the French anymore. We will trade that with... probably not the Russians. That seems like a little bit more risky. Britain has 37. But you also can't really deliver too much. What about the CSA? Our route efficiency is garbage. So, if that's the case... I mean, there's nobody over land that we could trade with, obviously. Yeah, that's even worse. So we're not going to trade with them either. Who could... I mean, I think France would still be the best trading partner we could have. Avoid this area, and avoid this area. I don't think that's going to make any difference to the way that trading is working. I mean, it kind of does. Actually, if I say don't go here, it's probably going to go to a different port. Give me one look at trade. Yes, because now it's only going to come out of this port. So it's only going through one sea zone instead of multiple. So we should get our steel, which is going to help our military factories out a little bit. Can I do another last stand? I can, and I think we have to. We'll actually pull our troops out of Germany for now, because the defensive line really is what we need to worry about the most. It's hard to select the little circle. There we go. I mean, you're good at defending this location for right now. And now we're going to send 3 units over to here. I mean, your defenses honestly aren't that high. And our air superiority is affecting you by 16%, which I think is pretty meaningful. And our their air superiority is affecting them with a negative 13%. Which I think is also quite nice. We have lost some more shipping over there, which is not a major surprise. All of our oil right now is being sent on the Air Force. So we might need to bring our planes down, at least for right now. Unfortunately, to at least get some fuel back. Especially if we're going to be trying to use our tanks to make some maneuvers in the country as well. We'll send you guys across. If we can make something work here, that would be nice. And actually, if we can maybe even theoretically rush on Antwerp and Brussels. If we can make that work. I know that's very, very unlikely at the moment. But if we can make it work and get this guy to capitulate, could be pretty meaningful. You guys are going to be coming down towards the south. I think I want you to come here. One of you guys goes towards there. And I do think that at least for right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks for watching. My name is Anthem. If you've enjoyed, run a thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click some down. You want to see me subscribe, and goodbye.